NFL Draft Insider from SB Nation joins us on the Deseret First Credit Union Hotline. Cam, welcome back to the show.
Thanks for having me back. It feels like it's been a little too long. It feels like we've gone too many amazing Zach throws without having me on. But, I'll let it slide. We'll have some more on Friday, I guarantee.
Cam, how is the view from the front of the BYU football hype train right now?
Oh, it's clear and beautiful, and it's just, the steam behind us is just kind of crazy, in my opinion. There's too many members on the train at this point. It's getting a little loud, but, I wouldn't have it any other way at this point of the season.
Okay, I think it was, when did this all start? Was it last summer you talked about Zach's season, and you said, okay, there were 9 picks, but only 3 were his fault or something, and we were like, well, what? And we broke that down, and it was like, okay, Cam is at the front of the Zach Wilson hype train. Now, we thought that he would be improved, healthier, junior, third year in the same system with the same OC, but what he's done this year is beyond our wildest expectations. Did you expect this level of Zach Wilson?
No, and I think I can put that nicely. I expected more of the high-level play with less of the low-level play, so to speak. There were those moments, we all saw it last year where, he looked like he forced throws. It looked like he took a little bit too much off throws at times or was not fully in tune with the offense. I did not expect all of those to go away over a stretch of 7 games like we've seen from him so far. And so it's warranted, this hype train. It's warranted that we've seen this now 2 years in a row with the quarterbacks that were off of the NFL draft board, so to speak, or a long shot eventually when they came out. Joe Burrow rises to number 1. Zach, we're seeing now it transformed into Zach as a potential day 2 guy. And now people have seen top 5 picks at this point that we're talking for Zach. So, it's getting a little crazy. It's getting a little awesome, to be honest, though.
Cam, what level of vindication do you feel in regard to Zach Wilson after telling us he's a surefire NFL quarterback when, let's face it, you face some heat and Zach defenders face some heat last year after an inconsistent season?
Yeah, my heart is full of vindication at this point, I think. I think there's no better way to put it besides that. I love the kid. I love his level of play that he's shown this year, but the great throws that you saw, those are throws that are not a college quarterback making those throws. That's last year, the year before. It's this year, every game. It's NFL throws, and that's the vindication I think stems there, is that this isn't just a meteoric rise through 7 games. This is sustainable play that he can have at the next level as a starting quarterback.
Which is gnarly because when you think about it, we're talking about an incompletion he threw on Saturday like it was a completion. Like that's right? The throw to Keanu Hill, he steps up in the pocket. He made a similar throw against USC to Gunnar Romney, but it was underthrown. This time it's perfectly placed. Keanu Hill doesn't make the catch. He will in the next couple of years, right? But, people are noticing. So what is it about his ability to make off-platform throws and different angles that is impressing people at every level now?
It's the ball placement. You can make those throws. You can sling it. We've seen take Josh Allen, for instance, in the NFL. The guy has the biggest arm, the best arm, maybe besides Patrick Mahomes. And if maybe they're tied, what separates him and Mahomes is that Allen does not place those balls perfectly off platform. Mahomes has these moments, an underhand hook, or he's throwing these lob shots that he's perfectly placing and throwing receivers open. Zach has that this season. And it's those moments that were there last year. The Hawaii game last year, the pick that he threw that was perfectly placed into the receiver's hands that clanged off the face mask, essentially, that was a pure placement, NFL level placement throw. And that's, I think, what has to be taking people aback. Everybody knew he had the zip, he had the arm strength, he had the mobility, he had the athleticism. This year, though, it's off-platform throws that are perfectly placed to where only his receivers have the chance to make the catches.
Cam Mellor, NFL Draft Insider for SB Nation, with us on BYU Sports Nation. Where does Zach Wilson rank right now among the elite quarterbacks like Clemson's Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields of Ohio State, and Mac Jones of Alabama?
He's right there with them. I think they each do something extremely well, very particularly a little bit different, though. Fields gets knocked because people want to call him this dual threat. He's actually a pure, amazing pocket passer who is probably, besides Dylan Gabriel at UCF, the best pure passer to the outside of the numbers. Lawrence, we all know Lawrence is Lawrence. Mac Jones is right there with Zach as the best deep thrower in college football, but Zach's doing it with no knock to the receivers he's got, but he's not doing it with 5-star kids that are going to be top 10 picks at receivers. So Zach being he's up there. He's probably third behind Lawrence and Fields, in my opinion, as a college football player, NFL draft pick, and just overall quarterback this level.
So that's definitely first round. Let's talk about this because what Zach is doing seems somewhat tied to BYU's relevance. So if BYU was 4-3, we're not talking about Zach in the same ilk, probably. But if BYU does stumble at some point, do you still feel like if Zach's playing at a high level, he'll be first round regardless? Like the ceiling is high, but it feels like at worst he'd be a day 2 guy, maybe.
At worst, they'd have to lose, I think, every game on the schedule, and they would have to be Zach's fault at this point for him to fall out of the first round. I think.
Wow.
I think that there is enough on the board right now from these first few weeks, these first throws, the first 7 games, that he's done enough, in my opinion, that if he sat down and didn't play another down of football, that's it for him. He's already in. He'll have a combine. He'll have a whole lot of information that he can also then talk to the coaches. What quarterback coach, what GM, what head coach is not going to be impressed when they actually have the interviews with him too? So he's done enough, I think, to continue and stay in that first round no matter what happens.
What questions or concerns are there about Zach at this point as it pertains to the NFL?
I think just injuries and whether or not it's that continuity in the offense that we've seen him. It's not ever guaranteed that a coordinator stays the same. We saw a kid like Jameis Winston, 5-0 season, 5 years, and it never stuck for him. That's why he's no longer with the Bucs. He's a backup in New Orleans. Like, we've seen that. So I think continuity in offense, how quickly he can pick up a playbook with meetings, but then the injury health as well. I think you got to make sure, do the due diligence and make sure that he's fully intact, so to speak, but also ready to go at the next level.
The NFL draft talk is very exciting for Zach Wilson, his family, BYU fans, albeit some BYU fans are hoping that he comes back to BYU for another year.
That ain't happening. That ain't happening.
Yes, for selfish reasons. But in the here and now, it's the Heisman conversation, Cam. So what does Zach need to do to secure status as a Heisman finalist?
He needs a little bit of help. He needs some of those amazing deep downfield throws to be caught. He needs a couple of more 65-yard bombs that he's throwing in the air on a rope to his receivers to be caught. He needs a few more of those, I think. I think he also needs to run through this Boise State team, and then he needs to look into December and run through that talented San Diego State defense too. So I think that we're at this point now that it's there. He's secured an invite to New York in non-COVID times when, you could do that and have your families. The Wilsons are in New York at this point. It's just a matter of making sure he stays relevant through the talented defenses that he's got on the rest of the schedule and getting, maybe a couple of catches on some of those pretty awesome throws downfield.
Maybe it's a Zoom call this year. Maybe it's a virtual New York experience. I hope it's actual, but I'm wondering about that. And then quarantining, and it's probably virtual, right? But I want to ask you about his throws. So he's had so many that were crazy impressive. What's the one that really sticks out for you that if you could only show one play of Zach Wilson to make your point as the leader of the Zach Wilson hype train, what is it?
It's the one against Texas State where he's almost to the numbers at the 50. And I had an argument with Ryan Leaf about how far it was. And we went into the Pythagorean theorem about how many yards in the air that thing was. Ryan Leaf said it was 50. It was actually 63. They did the whole thing on the broadcast, how far it was. It's 63 and a half. I said 65, but that's just because of maybe where he released it. Well, you can discuss that at any moment. Needless to say, if it was The Price is Right, I would have been over. But any other normal thing, I was a little bit closer than Ryan Leaf's 50 yards. So it's that throw against Texas State where he just uncorks that beautiful pass. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that.
Cam, let's put you on record for Zach Wilson and BYU here. If you so dare, make a case for BYU to make the college football playoff as the 4th team.
Cincinnati has to lose. I think that's where we're at. I think Cincinnati has to lose. Cincinnati has maybe the best defense in the group of 5 that we've seen ever in the group of 5 defense. This is a very talented defense. They win where you need to win in college football this year, this level, this generation. If they lose, they still have the meat of their schedule and a very talented UCF team that's given them trouble in the past. So I think they need to lose, but lose probably pretty handily. And I think at that point, you're looking at a team that's jumping into the top 5 and has every right to be in the conversation for the college football playoff.
You live in Ohio. What's the vibe there as it pertains to Cincinnati? Because maybe there's going to be 2 teams from Ohio.
Yeah. So I've lived in Cincinnati. I live in Columbus now. Nobody cares about the Bearcats. I like them. I love going to Nippert. Nippert's a fun stadium. It's a fun venue. You walk into the stadium and walk down. It's really cool. You feel like you're surrounded by the team in the city. It's really neat, but nobody cares. I mean, that's why Fickle will be gone, in my opinion, at the end of the year. It's all Ohio State. There was, when the Big Ten season was canceled, I can't tell you how many people I talked to that said, well, I'm not watching college football this season. And then, Big Ten comes back, and all of a sudden you see nothing but scarlet and gray everywhere.
Okay, BYU and Boise State, and we'll finish with this. Friday night, massive matchup, obviously. Winning at Boise State is respected by everybody nationally. It's so hard to do that. What do you think BYU needs to do to come out with a win in that one?
Zach will play a great game. I'm not worried about their secondary. I honestly think the biggest mismatch so far is their defensive front. Their front seven has allowed Utah State to run and look like an okay team. They allowed, almost 7 yards a carry against Air Force. So obviously I know Air Force is their rushing attack. They do their thing, but to allow almost 7 yards a carry, this offensive line should manhandle that front four and even get to the second level pretty easy. So I like both running backs to have a big game, and Zach even maybe in some design carries too. So I like, that's probably the biggest underrated mismatch for this BYU team.
Cam, we're working on getting you a Zach Wilson figurine to add to your collection back there. Process is ongoing, so stand by for that.
Fair enough. He'd go very well right next to Kramer. I have my BYU stickers. I got the BYU flag. I got the signed poster. I got it all here. People probably think I went there or something. I don't know. When they see my yard sign out front, it's pretty cool.
Just start telling people you're a Mormon. They'll believe you.
Cam, thanks for joining the program, man. Great to catch up with you. We'll do it again soon.
Thanks for having me as always, guys.
You got it. Cam Mellor of SB Nation on the Deseret First Credit Union Hotline. Deseret First, you know why we show up.
He's on board.